Hello. On this video, we'll talk about nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures. This is in reference to ISA 330, the auditor's response to assess risk. So for this discussion, we will discuss nature of an audit procedure, timing of an audit procedure, extent of an audit procedure, and we will have sample exercise to understand how the three things that we mentioned here will be applicable. When you talk about nature of an audit procedure, first thing that we need to answer is what is the purpose of the audit? Okay, so when you're designing or you are determining audit procedure that you will perform or conduct, you have to determine what is your purpose of doing the audit. And then second, you have to be mindful of the type of the audit procedure that you want to perform. Of course, the audit procedure that you need to perform or you want to perform will still rely on the assertion that you want to test. This is of most importance in responding to the assessed risk. So there are certain procedures or audit procedures that may be appropriate for some assertions. So example will be if we are doing or testing completeness, it is much appropriate for us to conduct test of controls. And if we are testing occurrence, the substantive procedure will be much appropriate. A general rule, if audit risk will be high, then we will put more reliance on substantive procedure. While if the audit risk will be low, then we will perform more TOC or test of controls. The timing of an audit procedure, it depends on, of course, how you assess the risk. So if the risk of material misstatement will be high, then the timing may be uh, more effective near to or at year end. While if it is low, the timing may be more effective at interim date. So it also will also have to include here the period or date the audit evidence applies. Of course, it depends on the best period to test the or obtain the evidence. Extent of the audit procedure, it talks about the quantity of the procedure to be performed, and we have to be mindful of the materiality. Okay, so of course, generally, if there will be high risk of material misstatements, we will increase the extent of audit procedure. And then if we increase the extent of audit procedure, we increase the sample size. And coming back to materiality, if we want to obtain more evidence, we are lowering the materiality level. Now, let's go on to the sample exercise. So, sample exercise says here, you have been assigned to audit the sales process of ABC Limited. The audit objective is to obtain an assurance that all the sales recorded during the year occurred. The inherent and control risks are both high. So we will use what we have learned from our discussion on nature, timing, and extent of the audit procedure that we are planning to perform, of course, in this sales process. So the first thing, nature, what is the purpose of our audit? So as we have gone through the problem, our purpose is to obtain an assurance that the sales recorded during the year were recorded. And the procedure that we will perform will be inspection of documents. Okay, so we will vouch sales ledger to the sales journal and cash receipt journals. Then after that, we will perform three-way check So we will get the sales invoice, delivery receipt, and purchase order. Okay, so just to check whether the transaction really happened. So of course, if the sales journal and ledger is saying that there is a sale which happens and there is no supporting document, so the assertion of occurrence, okay, will be, of course, will be questioned. Okay, so meaning the sales didn't really happen. So with regards to timing, because the risk of material misstatement is high, so we recommend to rely on more substantive procedure. And then the extent that the audit should cover the whole accounting year for this process because we are auditing an annual uh, financial statement. Again, going back to the audit risk assessment, risk of material misstatement is high. So generally, materiality should be set as low, or the level should be set as low. And then increase the extent of audit procedure, which will require us to increase the sample size. This ends my recorded lecture. Hope you learned something from my presentation. Thank you.